John Boy, MCC got it done. You said you felt like they had a pretty good shot at winning it all, and it turned out to be the case. They ended the season on how many game winning streak?
23.
23 in a row. I mean, that's really impressive in baseball because, baseball's kind of a crazy game with funny hops and, for them to win 23 in a row and beat all, the caliber of team that they did, like I said, very, very impressive. What do you feel like kind of got it done for them?
Well, they've said all year that they've got the kind of pitching staff that could win a World Series. Very deep. They had 4 good starters. They had a whole bunch of good relievers. Landry Wideman throws mid-90s. He's their closer. Couldn't have a better ace than Logan Henderson, as I think he proved without question, striking out 17 in the final game. And but yeah, and a lineup where there were really no holes. Even their 7th, 8th, 9 guys. They may not have great batting averages, but they were hot. They were hot throughout the regional. They had a really. I like the way they did the format this year: regional, super regional, like NCAA baseball. That made a lot more sense. And they just ran through people during both of those tournaments, and then got off to a great start, beat Florence Darlington Tech 7-0 in the World Series. Henderson had 14 strikeouts in that game. Won their next couple pretty much by slugfest, double-digit games. 4th game was kind of pivotal. They were wondering, the coach, Mitch Thompson, and his coaching staff was wondering whether to bring back Logan for that 4th game. They all agreed that Will Karsten should be the guy. And he gave him a really solid performance, and that just set them up perfect. They were the only unbeaten team going into Friday, and they had their ace on the mound and a fresh bullpen. And they proved it. They were, just the clear cut best team out there. And I think everybody's happy for Mitch too.
Now, I just have to interject here.
Yeah.
Everybody is happy for Mitch. I am pumped. I saw him this morning. He's friends, I'm friends with him, see him every Tuesday at the coffee shop. But here's the thing, and I pointed this out Friday night as we were watching the game. I wrote the season preview of MCC. I wrote briefs on them every freaking game all season. And then it turned it over to John in May, and suddenly it becomes the glamour beat.
The reason you gave it to me.
Yeah, so I would be the one driving all over the state, and we just keep you close to home where you're safe.
You didn't want me to drive more than 4 miles from my house because I might have an accident because my eyesight's not so good anymore.
Johnny, I
appreciate that.
If we'd have ended up sending you to Grand Junction to Colorado and you'd have been up there in the mountains hiking and doing your thing, I think Chad would never forgive you. Like he's never forgiven me for doing the George W. Bush interview.
Totally different situations. I don't think John would have had a whole lot of time for hiking on that trip, by the way. It sounds like they were going to put him on a plane. Huh?
I had some hikes picked out if we had gone.
Well, okay. Another point on the MCC thing, I remember Mitch talking about when they're in the middle of their season, before they won 23 in a row, how hard it was to get pitchers to believe in themselves, to go out and do what they can do and throw strikes. And because you can't just practice having confidence on the mound in game situations. You got to be able, and I think they really peaked at the right time from that standpoint. I mean, I think they have great players, really good recruits, but long about middle of March, they were just bumping along a little bit over 500.
Yeah, they really did turn it on at the right time. I think it was last year I wrote a column about it's time to wake up to the fact that MCC's kind of got a national powerhouse in baseball. They just didn't have the national championship yet. In terms of, they had it, but it was in 83. Well, now, Mitch's team has that ring, and I think he's already looking ahead to, to next year and bringing some of the guys back and making another run at it. John, where is Logan Henderson committed again or signed?
He's going to A&M, but it's going to be interesting to see where he's drafted.
Yeah, I agree. I think A&M may never see him.
Yeah, he throws a really good fastball. He's got a good changeup. He throws probably low 90s, but man, he can really spot his pitches. And Mitch said after the game, after the championship, that his pitches gave an illusion that they were rising. I guess kind of like a softball, the rise ball in softball, and the hitters just had no clue how to hit it.
Yeah.
So, obviously, he's got some movement on that fastball too.
Yeah, that's nasty. So obviously, congrats to the Highlanders' second national championship in Waco this year in 2021.
Home of champions, yeah.
Yeah.
Who else won?
The guy with the Texas.
Hey, don't forget, your beat, Brice.
Well, yeah, no, that's a good point. Sorry about that. I did forget about Baylor Acro and Tumbling also won a national championship. So there you go, 3 of them.